You have to guess.
127. 126. 7. 8. 7.
Too many is what it is. And honestly, this game sucks. You got it right in the first guess. I wanted you to be wrong.
7.
But you got it. And can I be honest? Proud of you. In your old age, you still can do things.
I can.
It's true what they say. Old people.
I knew you were going to go there.
Don't you go dying on me.
They can still serve a purpose. Hi.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
I just feel like I have to put some disclaimers sometimes or you'll be rude.
Guys,
and I'm not having it.
We had our entire production meeting. It took place during the music.
Yeah.
And I was told how to behave.
Just about one thing.
And here's the thing, guys.
And we'll see if you deliver.
If there's one thing I know, is that as a man in America, I'm going to behave how I wants to. No, but seriously, guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. Birdwell, I'm the man half.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. Welcome to episode 127.
You'll notice she said the other half.
Of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcast. On my way here, Brandon, I saw someone driving in your exact car wearing a hat that looked exactly like you driving towards me. So away from your house. And I thought, did he forget that is this where we've made it 127 and he just forgot or he's done with this? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised either way.
First off, he sounds handsome. If I can be honest, and honestly, can I tell you something? If there's a guy as handsome as me, masquerading as me in my neighborhood,
I'm moving.
There's only room in this town for one of us. Yeah. So if you're listening, obviously very handsome guy.
In a Jeep.
Meet me at the pool.
You good?
Nope.
Are you feeling sick? You sound a little congested. I do too.
First off, you look a little congested.
I always.
Rude.
I'm not offended because yes.
Have you met Ashley? You know, tall, skinny, congested look.
Yep.
About her. No.
That's me.
No, I did not leave the house today. Despite my urges to do so. It's one of those things where it's like, you know that scene where Ben Affleck goes to Matt Damon and says, you know the best part of my day is when I'm walking from my car to your house and then I knock on the door and then I think someday you just won't be there. Like you have just left and you're never coming back. And I want to be, first off, like I get the sentiment, but it's also like, really, dude? Like
I don't like that.
Rude, but also that's how this is. Someday you're going to show up to pod. This whole house is just going to be empty. It's going to be nothing. I'm going to have stripped the copper wires.
Down to the last can of Who Hash.
It's going to be down to the last can of Who Hash, and it's just to the studs, this house. And then you're going to come in here, and it's going to be as if,
Brandon,
did I ever have a brother to begin with? You're going to have one of those
ultimate gaslighting.
Weird moments of existential crisis. What has happened? Is this episode 127? Have we done this 126 times or not at all? And then you blink and you're in a padded room and you've been in there this whole time?
I could never forget you, Brandon.
That makes one of us.
Oh, how are you today?
Congested, according to you.
You don't sound that bad. I just know that you kind of were struggling with feeling ill, as was I.
I did. I had about a 2-day period, and then I channeled it.
Yeah,
it's gone. Mm-hmm. I hydrated. Yeah, and I'm good.
Yeah, electrolyted.
I electrolyte. It's been lit. It's been electrolyte in this bia. I stay. I've been getting into the elderberries.
Okay.
Yeah, because
good for immunity.
Oh, it's bussin'. Elderberry is bussin' for immunity.
Boost.
It's a bussin' boost from a boost. And it's just some zinc.
Let's talk about that. When you start to feel a little tickle in the back of your throat.
I go,
You giggle. And then what do you do? What are your go-to remedies? Like
sure.
if you feel that you're trying to head it off at the pass, what do you do?
yeah. So I summon all of my power.
Yes.
Deep down.
Yes.
Deep down as I can. And then I pull it together into almost like a fireball. And then I Hadouken! And then I shoot it out into the world and it's gone. And I've been sick for maybe 12 seconds my entire life because I channel it and I send it out and then it's good. Also zinc. And also...
do you take it in pill form? Do you dissolve it under your tongue? Do you do the swabs? Because they say don't do those because you could lose your smell.
Suppository. Guys, I like to... straight to the butt stream. Guys,
I'm so sorry, friends.
No, guys, here's the thing. Whenever you need zinc...
Okay.
That rhymes with stink. It was almost too easy, but I didn't do it because I'm a sophisticate. Here's the thing, guys.
Do you dissolve the pills under your tongue?
Not my tongue.
Brandon.
My butt tongue. Guys, listen. I had to do a suppository one time in my life.
Hate that.
And it was this morning. And and every morning. No, I'm not a fan, guys. If you can take a pill by mouth, why take it from south? If we can, guys, if I can ingest, why? Is this doctors just pranking? Is this doctors being like, this looks like a butt guy?
No, I think they do that when you can't take something by mouth. Like if you're nauseated, if you can't keep medication down, I think they look at other ways.
They think you can keep it up.
Okay.
And
guys, I am so sorry. I don't know how we got here, but let's move on. Do you take zinc in what form?
Don't get into my medicine chest if you don't want to know. Okay?
I am going to get in your Jeep and drive the opposite way right now.
Anyways.
Mister.
So no, a pill form. I take... I've taken some elderberry in the past. I will say, I don't know this to be true. Maybe I had something else going on at the time. But one time I took elderberry and it gave me some GI distress. It made me feel, it didn't feel great. But I've taken some.
I get that way with supplements.
I've taken some of late and it's been a positive experience. When coupled with the
experience?
Come on. See, there she is making me the butt of the joke again. Oh man, my cheeks hurt. Anyways, guys, listen.
He's smiling. He's smiling.
So you video subscribers will know.
Brandon, guys. Anyway,
listen. I'm not done.
Okay.
You know what is very beneficial?
Hydrate.
Oh well, for sure.
What else?
Is vitamin D, but not in vitamin D pill form. Just sunlight,
sunshine.
Just the sunlight.
Do you force yourself to get out and take your walk?
I do.
See, I do too.
I did it today, and I also did it. I did it yesterday when we were under severe weather watch.
Yes,
and
it was so windy.
I literally almost left my feet numerous times.
It was horribly windy.
I rounded a corner at one point, hat off, but, like literally almost fell into a pond.
Yes,
and gathered myself, looked around, realized that the old man in the lady's hat was nowhere watching me.
Yeah.
I was okay.
You were okay.
I will say that I've been timing my walks differently. Whole different cast of characters lately.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's
different time of day.
It's like a spin-off of my normal walk.
Yeah.
It's great.
See, I stay pretty consistent with my time, and the cast has definitely stayed the same. No new people at all.
Well, they're not welcome
in my cast of characters.
No.
But well, yeah, that's kind of what I do. I'll immediately start hydrating. I'm fond of emergency. I feel as if it gives me a little boost when I need it.
I'm sure it does.
Some vitamin C. It could be all mental, but you know what? I'll take it.
But placebo, it doesn't matter as long as it works.
I drink a lot of herbal teas.
Sure.
I'll do electrolytes. I'll do some zinc occasionally. Sleep hydration. This is boring. What you been up to?
No, this is good content. Honestly,
'tis the season, guys. We're just trying to keep everybody healthy.
Guys, if we can go back to suppositories, we'll get them back.
What you been up to? Don't say suppositories.
I was about to say.
Don't do it.
You sure?
No. This week or weekend?
Weekend. First weekend in a long time with just like nothing to do, which was great.
No shows.
No. I play this next weekend, but I'm pretty like open for the rest of the year, which is great. I think that's good. I think that's good.
You guys have truly had a busy fall, so it might be nice to have a little bit of downtime on the weekends, you know?
Totally.
Because, you know, guys, the life of a musician, it's evenings, it's weekends.
Go ahead.
Just not the normal work times is what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
So that's all you have to share?
I was trying to share a lot more.
You shut me down.
You listen, because we don't, free speech doesn't just cover speech you like.
Okay.
Okay? So if I want to talk suppositories,
Yeah.
First Amendment, baby.
Okay.
Let's get political.
Anyway, I too have been feeling a little under the weather. This is why we recorded remotely last week.
Yeah.
I've just been feeling kind of run down. I was tested for the Corbin twice. I tested for strep, flu. They did a viral panel.
Dude,
all negative.
I had to get a real serious penicillin shot in one of these cakes
Did you
at
really?
Space Camp.
Oh.
Have we talked about this?
Yes.
When I got strep throat at Space Camp and had to get a penicillin shot in my butt?
We did.
127 episodes. We're running out of stuff. I got to go back to Space Camp. Guys.
Would you go if someone said we're going to scholarship you?
If we started a GoFundMe
Yes.
for 42-year-old Brandon to go to Space Camp.
Would you go?
Shh, don't ask me stupid questions. I'm in that anti-gravity tank.
Would you want to hang out with the adults at Space Camp?
I got a lot of
Would
life
you?
experience. No, I want to hang with I want to go to the exact same group that I was, just so I can go back and do it right.
Organize a reunion. Get on Facebook.
No.
If you went to Space Camp circa 1991.
No, I want the 2023 recast. 2024 recast. Sorry, I want it to be the people that are like all of the same characters, but played by current young people.
And just creeper?
Right, like Kramer in the karate class. Like I would be
Payload specialist,
dude.
Brandon Birdwell, age 42.
And then just my God.
Ew.
And then can you imagine my picture? Just like mother combed hair, just slicked to the side in my far too small flight suit. No, I've got one.
Yeah, you too.
Guys,
Can you imagine
it's bursting at the seams. Here he comes. Here comes baby Huey back to Space Camp, ready to float on. Guys, listen.
Can you imagine the texts home from the children in your group? Mom, everyone here's super nice.
I'll tell you this.
My roommate
I got strep again.
is old.
Guys, listen. They put me in the Stillwater News Press last time I went to Space Camp, which
Maybe they'll do it again.
slow news day. By the way, local boy makes good and goes to Space Camp. Doesn't earn it. You just got to pay to go. It's like it's an open thing. He didn't have to earn his way in. He's not a hero. But he didn't leave the atmosphere. He just went to Huntsville, Alabama, and got strep throat. Ended up hanging out in the infirmary for half the time. Listen, but I would wind up in the news press for a different reason this time.
Yeah.
Sad old guy goes back to space.
Go funded.
No, the headline is "Second chances only come around once." Brandon Birdwell has a sore throat this time, but not from strep, from the lump in his throat, because he's emotional, because he finally got to live his dream of going back to Space Camp as a 40-year-old man.
Oh, man. Well, I was negative for strep this week. Okay. But I've just been feeling run down. And so, yeah, it's just been kind of a low-key week. Jeff returned from a whirlwind trip to Australia and Malaysia.
Yeah.
Australia/Malaysia. We've got him home for a long, long time, and we're thrilled. It's been a long run of travel this fall, and we're thrilled to have him home for a while.
Thrilled.
This weekend, I was feted, and it was lovely. Yesterday was my birthday.
You were feted?
Celebrated.
Oh.
It's French.
Okay, well.
And yesterday was my birthday, and so on Saturday evening, Jeff and the kids took me out to eat, and I got to choose was
Feta.
a place of my choosing. It was called Feta.
I was fetted. And that's it. It's just, I'm
going to get to feta here in just a moment, coincidentally.
Oh, good.
But anyway, I've been craving Indian food, which, as you know, is my favorite.
Delicious.
And there are times during a meal of Indian food where I just ask everyone to be quiet. I
have a question.
Okay.
As a person who is particularly sensitive to spice,
yeah, I got to be careful.
You gotta be careful because, but it's a warm spice. Mm-hmm. But it also, I feel like you can outkick your coverage pretty fast with Indian food. you can get over your skis pretty quick.
You sure can. You sure can. And actually, there was one dish that was like that, but. So I've been craving Indian food, which again, total favorite. So there's a place in Oklahoma City. There's a couple locations called Gopuram. Have you been there? It's been around forever.
I don't know that I have.
There's one on Memorial, kind of in the hospital district, and then one.
Convenient. That's not a coincidence, guys. That's serious market research. Got all these gringos coming in.
Listen, but I will say, and this place is super popular. It's like a People's Choice winner for years and years. It's been around forever. Sure. The last time I ate there was when we found out that Hope was a girl in our ultrasound. So 11 years since I've been to this particular restaurant. Yeah. So we walk in, and I've got to say, we did go very early. It was close to 5 p.m. We're talking early bird special.
That's not early. That's what I eat at 5 every night.
But now that daylight savings time is here, it's so dark so early. It doesn't feel like 5.
I'm a 5 diner. Yeah. I dine at 5.
Early bird special.
That's it. I get all the good food.
Mm-hmm. We're typically like 6:15, depending on what people have, what activities on what night. But like 5 is slightly early.
That's snack time. I've had my 5
post meal snack time,
and then
that's cereal bowl number 1 time.
And then I'm looking forward to second breakfast.
Yes, So we walk in, and I have to say it was a bizarre experience.
Funny.
We walked in the door. What?
Like a bazaar.
Oh, good. Look at you. We walk in, and the buffet is steaming. Steam.
So it's a buffet.
It's a buffet,
guys. I will defile myself at a buffet.
Yes.
I am a disgrace before God at a buffet
because you have to get a new plate every time, so you can't hide the evidence.
Oh my gosh,
it's just a stack of plates.
I'm horrifying at a buffet.
Yeah, it gets grody. Oh. So the steam is rising from the buffet. No, it's a ghost town in Gopuram.
That's why you go at 5.
Gopuram ghost town.
That's why you go at 5.
There is one person working.
Mm-hmm.
And we stood at the entrance for a minute. Sponsor us, Gopuram.
Dude.
We stood there for a second, and we're like, is it okay for us to be here? The sign is lit up.
Yeah.
So he seats us, so kind and wonderful. And he was like, you guys can just get a plate and go through. And we were like, okay. So we do, and he's like, but I'm going to bring you some fresh dishes. I'm going to make you some fresh naan.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you some tandoori chicken.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you some kebabs, which those kebabs were the spicy thing.
Oh, okay.
Like burning. I could only do one. So anyway, we proceeded to have a beautiful meal.
Beautiful.
But it was the apocalyptic buffet.
Well, because there was no one there?
Nobody was there. It felt very COVID-ish. It felt like, is the world... They've been saying the world is going to end. Is this the time?
It's like what's happened. Well, no, because a couple things. One, I always gauge if the rapture's happened if I can get a hold of you.
Oh, well, that's kind.
No, because if Ashley's around, it hasn't happened.
I should have let you finish.
If Ashley's around, it hasn't happened. But if she's gone, we might need to start getting some canned peaches. You know? You just hunker down with some canned peaches. Ashley's been raptured. So listen.
I don't know how to respond to that. Ridiculous? I don't know.
Complimented.
Well, I guess in a weird way.
Just
Apocalyptic Indian food buffet.
It's the same thing as when you show up to this house and it's just to the studs.
Yes.
Has anything ever, are you here with Ghost Purim? Is there any like real humans?
I'm telling you what. And honestly, if the rapture did occur, an Indian food restaurant would not be a bad place to have my final meal.
Perishables. I need to hang out in a place with non-perishables.
But we're taken.
I'm going to a place with the least fresh ingredients because I need peaches. I need pickled eggs. I need.
Do you need a Luby's?
Buffet? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't need one.
I'm just saying for non-perishables. I bet they got a store back there.
They got to have some canned. They got to have some tinned fruit.
They got some cherries because they do a cobbler.
Yeah.
With those.
And it's gelatinous tinned cherries.
Yes. It was a super weird dining experience, but also super, super lovely. And the kids loved it. It was their first time dining in an Indian restaurant. Well, that they could remember. I think we had taken them when they were quite small, but
man,
they tried all kinds of things. Goat curry.
Delicious.
Goat.
I watched my friend Tyler eat a goat's eyeball out of a goat's face.
Why did he do that?
The goat got cross with him. No, we were...
what was happening?
Petting zoo. No, we were... Tyler's wild. He's unhinged. Don't cross him.
Sponsor us, Tyler.
He'll bite your face off. Tyler did a quick little bump of bath salts and then went to a petting zoo, started eating goat face.
Aww.
No, we were in a restaurant a few years ago.
Hated it.
It was Encinitas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Encinitas. And
California. Beautiful.
Sunshine State. No, and we sat down and it was one of those restaurants where you kind of just order family style for the table. Mm-hmm. And our buddy Aaron, who is default dinner daddy whenever it's time to order, we're just
shared.
Aaron, just order.
But then sometimes he orders some weird things.
Well, whole goat's face.
He ordered a goat's
face, and we all were testing it. And I like goat flavor when prepared properly. Now, a goat face is not my favorite part of a goat to eat.
Yeah.
We've learned.
Yeah. But do you think if you didn't know what part you were eating, do you think you'd enjoy it more?
Well, I saw the whole head looking at me.
Right. So I'm saying if you did a blind test.
It's pretty gamey.
Okay.
I would know that it was a gamey bit of goat.
Okay.
But I don't know if I would know that it was his face. Now, we all tasted the face.
Okay.
One by one, and the response was unanimous. Not for me. Not for me, goat face.
No, thank you.
And Tyler was like, you guys dare me to eat this eyeball.
There's always one in every group.
Plucked it right out of there.
It's my son, Harrison. He's that guy.
Ate the eyeball. Mm-hmm. Filthy. Foul. To this day, he says it was the most disgusting thing he's ever eaten, but he did it.
Did he eat the whole thing?
Ate the whole eyeball. And now he sees with the power of a grown man and a goat.
Wow. Was this captured on film?
No. Mm-hmm. No. I mean, there are pictures of the dinner.
Okay. What ethnicity, what style of food were you eating? What was happening?
I want to say it had to have been like, I don't know if it was like full-blown Mediterranean, but it might have been like Mediterranean fusion, something or others. Like we were West Coasty, so it was clearly very hip. But there was like Mediterranean like flavors and a goat's face. Ate the eyeball.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Anyway, back to your thing.
It was super fun. Then Sunday, we had a big day at the church. Missed you guys at the Vision Summit.
Yeah, totally.
This is right up your alley. But
Tyler had a Vision Summit with that goat.
Sure did. Right there at the table.
Homp.
So our church is working with some consultants from an organization called Ministry Architects, and they are partnering with us to help the church be sustainable and healthy in the future. And they're so great. Their insight is so appreciated. So they came into town on Sunday, and we had this time with the whole congregation where we were...
Not the whole congregation.
Okay. They're really dedicated people. And we were dreaming about the future. No comment from Brandon. And we were just kind of brainstorming and what do we value and who do we want to be in this next season. And it was really enjoyable. I'm a super nerdy collaborator. Like I love to get in a room with a bunch of people and
I hate to be in a room with a bunch of people.
I know. And I know it all comes down to work style, but I truly, truly enjoy that. Like being in a room and just getting the creative juices flowing and being face to face with people. I just love it. So I enjoyed it so much.
You're right. I was missed. My ideas would have been great. I would have been, I'm so sorry that I didn't show up because now the future of the church is uncertain. I would have guided us into the next decade.
Healthy and sustainable.
Healthy and sustainable.
Good luck, suckers.
Which is
I wasn't there.
Honestly, it's how I describe myself to people. How are you doing? Healthy and sustainable.
Thanks for asking.
Dude, healthy and sustainable is a really funny answer for how you doing? Healthy and sustainable. Because it's like healthy is one thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, but if it's not sustainable, I don't know how you're going to be tomorrow. Yeah. I'm checking on you, and I can't check on you every day. I'm a busy man. I've got vision summits to attend. And if you tell me healthy and sustainable, I know you're good for at least a calendar month, and then I can check back in on you.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to answer people from now on.
Please do. And then let us know how it goes.
Oh, gosh. But then one day when you do ask me, and the answer is unhealthy and unsustainable.
I don't like that.
No.
I will be highly concerned.
Well, get ready because we're stripping it down to the studs.
Yeah. So that was the day. And there were several different meetings during that day, which again, fully enjoyed. Fully. I guess this is who I am now.
Now?
But, okay. And then that night, I got to go to dinner with the consultants who came into town, Anthony and Carrie Ann, and they're wonderful. I had the salmon wedge. Thank you for asking.
Like a wedge of salmon or a salmon wedge salad?
At Interurban, the salmon wedge salad.
Can I tell you something about a wedge salad?
It's delicious.
Chop it up for me.
Oh.
I don't work for you. This is too much effort to eat a salad.
It's a towering heap of lettuce. This particular salad is slightly deconstructed.
A wedge salad is, do you remember the show Cutthroat Kitchen?
No.
Well, then this is done. No, it was a show where Alton Brown, which is one of my favorites, love him.
I do have his cookbook, How to Cook
wonderful. Everything,
and I love it.
His show Good Eats is incredible. Okay. And I saw a thing where he talked about making the show Good Eats, and how when they asked him what he wanted his show to be, he said he wanted it to be equal parts Mr. Wizard and Monty Python. And I think that's the best description of it ever. Anyways, I love him. I adore him.
Yeah.
But
sponsor us.
Please come cook me whatever. Doesn't matter. Goat face. I would eat Alton Brown's goat face just because I trust him. I'd be a goat face killer. I trust AB. No, but it was a show where chefs would bid money on sabotages for the other chefs. So it's like you have to prep your entire meal.
E. coli? Like a whole vial of E. coli?
Yup. That's like Cutthroat Kitchen after dark. That's like Cutthroat Kitchen nights. But no, it would be like you have to prepare your whole meal in like this silver dollar size pan. It's like little, or you have a cutting board that you have to strap to your head and you have to do all the cutting on top of your own head. It's like that. Horrible sabotages. But all that to say, a wedge salad is like someone was sabotaged. Like you have to have one hand tied behind your back and cut this on your head. And they were just like, forget it. And they just throw a hunk of lettuce on the plate and call it a wedge salad.
So what you're saying is you don't enjoy one.
I enjoy the components of one, but I need it to, woo me.
Aren't you Mr. Knife Guy? You enjoy chopping things
I am
up.
Mr. Knife Guy, but not when I'm on vacation. Not when I'm dining.
No, Leo, that's my purse.
When I'm in chopping mode, I'm in chopping mode.
Brandon, does he have something from my purse? Leo is getting, his whole head was just in my purse. Okay, well, I had the salmon wedge and it was great. But I can't tell you how wonderful it was.
Did you have to fillet the salmon too?
No, it was perfectly cooked. Sponsor us, Interurban. But the people that I was with that night, Anthony and Carrie Ann. Anthony, who is a sometime listener of the pod.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude.
So
Listen,
sorry.
This is the wedge salad of podcasts. It requires too much of you. I'm so sorry. It's just a big hunk of nonsense that you got. If you cut through it, there might be something good in there.
You might get a good bite every now and then.
Probably not, though, Anthony. Sorry about it.
Sorry. But I just can't tell you how wonderful it was to benefit from their perspective. These are people who travel around the country working with different churches who see churches at work doing different kinds of ministry in different places. And it's tough. Like, to work in a local church is tough because you tend to lose perspective that not only are you part of this local organization, but you're part of something way bigger that transcends time, that transcends space, right? Like the borders of states and country. Like, it's a global thing.
You need to get down to Huntsville, Alabama if you want to speak on space.
Okay. Right. That's why I need to get to Huntsville. But anyway, I just loved it so much, and I'm super grateful for that time with them, for their perspective, for their wisdom, and their listening ears.
What'd they order?
Anthony he was very, he really wanted he got the steak and fries.
Oh, steak frites.
Steak frites.
All
And
right.
then Carrie Ann had a pasta. It was it was a Cajun pasta.
Who remembers what people got?
Well, I tend to remember details.
This was like a weird like Rorschach test of like what level of psycho you are, and the fact that you know both of their orders.
I mean, I pay attention, Brandon.
What?
Who are you? How is fantasy football going for you?
I'm glad you asked.
That side said a lot.
Bad. So I was doing great in one league.
Because you're in two.
Yes.
Okay. You were invited to join ours, but you didn't.
Yeah, I've got enough on my plate with the two.
Okay.
And I was doing fine in one league. I was like in the top 4 in one of the leagues, and I've had a 2-week run of losses. I haven't checked the standings yet, but it's not been a good 2 weeks. I'm still in the mix to make the playoffs.
That's what they say in the biz.
Yeah, well,
It's the first time I've ever heard it, but I got it.
it's not my saying. It's a guy named Sean. He says it. Yeah. And every time I say it, he goes, I taught you that. And I was like, well, but he's
you
right.
did, Sean. Sponsor us, Sean.
Don't. I don't care for you, Sean.
Oh, yes.
But in the other league, I'm like middle of the road. So it's like I'm not good or bad, but I also have had several weeks when I just forgot to set my lineup. And one week I forgot to set my lineup. There were like 3 vacant spaces on my lineup, just 0 points.
Yeah.
And I still won because everyone else on my team went crazy.
Yeah.
And the dude who I beat
was so mad.
We'll
never speak to you again.
he was nonplussed.
Listen, speaking of that, that's exactly how my season's going. Because, Hope and I have a team called We Just Hope Everybody Has Fun. Mm-hmm. Our criteria was kind eyes, and we put in no effort. So we never fill empty spots. We never do subs. We are not strategic at all, but our team is really good.
I feel like you can.
We sometimes still win.
I feel like you can overthink it. I feel like the people who get really, really invested are there's no middle ground. It's like they're either great, or they're terrible because it's paralysis by analysis.
But it makes me really happy that we have minimum effort, maximum disruption, and that was the goal, honestly. And the boys are unhappy with us. But we just hope everybody has fun.
Of course, because they're taking it far too seriously. They're also at the age where they're
not like crazy serious about it.
Yes, they are. I've heard Asher talk about pro football.
Asher's probably the most serious
but
about
he's
it.
at the age. But he's at the age where he also is not going to. And he can say he's not, because I know it because I've been his age. He is going to be far too emotional and connected to individual players, and he's not going to be purely analytical. That's the reason I cannot play fantasy baseball to this day, because if there's a Cardinal to be drafted or put on my lineup, it's a Cardinal. So really my whole team is just the Cardinals. Yeah. So they're either going to be awesome or terrible. Yeah. But I recognize that it's because I'm incapable of being analytical. I'm following my heart.
And you can't not just sit back and let things play out.
And my heart sucks at fantasy baseball.
Okay. I didn't even know fantasy baseball was a thing.
Dude, 162 games. Can you imagine setting lineups for that?
Oh,
I did it.
No.
I did it for one season.
Too much, guys.
And I retired.
Too much.
Too much. And people
fantasy football is too much.
And people will be like, you can set your lineup like weeks in advance. I was like, yeah. But I don't want to do that. No. Also, like the other thing is, fantasy football gives me anxiety because I'll be like, I'm good, I'm safe to not set my lineup till Sunday. But there's Thursday night football, and by the time I'm halfway through the afternoon on Thursday, I'm like, I gotta check my lineups now. And then once I get through Sunday, I'm like, oh God, I made it through another week. But then there's Monday night football, and it's just too much.
That's why you don't do anything, like me. And you still might do okay in the league because we're not losing. We're not in last place.
Well,
And we just hope everybody has fun.
not being in last place doesn't mean you're not losing.
It does to me.
Okay, well.
This is my first ever time to participate. We're just trying to be disruptors, and it's working. You know,
It's people like you. It's people like you that ruin the game.
And who's not emotional about fantasy football?
It's people like you who ruin. This is the beautiful game of fantasy football.
His neck veins are bulging, guys. Okay, we had another weird start to the week yesterday. Virtual school.
Yeah.
Because there was a threat of storms moving through at the bus drop-off time.
I walked through it.
I know.
I wasn't scared.
You-
Your mug's like, it's like funfetti.
I know. I love this mug. It doesn't keep things as warm as I'd like, but I
But
like
everything,
the feel of
but
it.
everything does taste like funfetti that I drink out of it.
Yeah. It feels good in my hand. Here, guys, for those watching.
For the one of you.
Yeah, but it was another weird start to the week, and so we had a remote learning day, and this has happened. Talk about apocalyptic. This is the second time this has happened in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I get it though. You don't want to have a bus full of kids on the road with
Period.
a storm blowing through.
I don't want that at all. I just don't want it.
I cannot. I feel like being a bus driver would be one of my highest stress jobs. And I've driven youth vans.
I have never understood a character in a film more than I understand Chris Farley's character in Billy Madison.
Yes. Good. Great.
Except for the creep when he was like a creep. But when he
was creep. And he ate all the lunches.
Oh my gosh. The way he's laughing while he's eating the lunches is... It's a top 5 unhinged Chris Farley moment for me.
It is. I feel like my blood pressure would be through the roof.
Oh my gosh. I would hate it.
Yeah, it would be a terrible
Sit down.
Thanks to those of you who drive school buses, guys. That is a thankless job, and I can't imagine the stress.
Have you seen the advertisements on the adverts on the side of school buses lately?
No.
That are advertising for drivers. They need them so desperately. They say like, please apply to be a driver. And then like some of them will go an extra step and go, no, really. Like it'll say stuff like that. Like
Not kidding.
Kind of being cheeky, but really being like, save us from this.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Bus drivers.
Thank you for your service. So yesterday, again, was my actual birthday. I don't know if I've mentioned that.
You have.
Mom took me to lunch yesterday.
Oh, cool. She didn't take me to lunch.
We went on my birthday,
Well, I don't care.
we went to Upper Crust. It was
Of course
delightful.
you did. Of course you did.
And then, as if our apocalyptic Indian food buffet was
They brought
not
out
enough.
a pizza. They brought out a pizza uncut. We had to cut it ourselves. We call it the wedge pizza.
The wedge pizza. But Jeff and the kids celebrated me again last night with steaks, and Jeff made a delicious flourless chocolate cake.
Nice.
It was good. It was filling.
Dense bit of cake.
You could only have a little piece.
Because
but it was delicious.
I don't make cakes, but I would imagine the flour. Like, is the flour gonna like lighten it maybe a little bit?
I think so.
Give it a little fluffiness.
Yeah. It was really delicious. It had a lot of chocolate in it.
Well, that's what you want.
And so my gifts from the family, here we go. If these gifts don't scream 45, I don't know what does.
Go ahead.
Okay. Jeff had researched, because Jeff knows how much I love a robe.
He got me some. He got me some tennis balls with holes in them to put on the bottom of my walker because I'm making a lot of noise scraping around the house.
Quit it. He researched the robes, the coziest robes that are out in 2024, and he settled on the LL Bean.
It's classic.
Fleece.
It's a classic. Listen. Classics are classics for a reason.
It is the warmest, coziest robe of all time. Then you're going to be jealous. My sweet girl Hopi handmade mittens. Handmade fleece mittens for me.
I love it.
And my cold fingers.
The problem with the mitten, though, the only problem with the mitten, and this, I'm not speaking about a Hope original because I'm sure these are better.
They're perfect.
But it's just, I feel so like I
That's the
don't
point.
know what to do with my hands.
That's the point.
Okay.
If you're trying to be on your phone or something, I get it. But if you're driving, if you're walking out, they're great for walking. Because what are you doing with your hands when you're walking? If you want to wave, you give a little meow, meow.
I pump my arms real hard.
You can do this and you can still do this. You know?
You can also do some other gestures no one knows.
Nobody knows what's going on in there.
Hey, old man in the lady's hat.
Hi.
Here's what I think about you.
I love your hat. Anyway, you're going to be jealous of them because they're really good.
Primo mittens.
And then I got some socks.
Sure.
Because my family knows.
Foot mittens.
Wearing some right now. Foot mittens. The Bombas.
Yeah, Bombas are great.
I love a Bomba. Bombas are spency. So I've instructed my family to give me Bombas for all big occasions.
Sure.
Birthdays, Christmas.
That's a good movie. You pace your Bombas.
Pace them.
You pace your Bombas because when inevitably, it's like how I am with flake salt.
Yeah.
You got to pace your flake salt.
Throughout the year.
And every year I make it real close. I've never made it a full 12 months to Christmas.
Without needing it more?
I have to make one order to get to Christmas of like a tiny box because Mom buys us flake salt by the tub. Bucket of salt.
Bucket of salt every year for Brandon and Jeff. Ours makes it. We make it.
That's because you guys under season.
It's so well known.
Yeah, well, clearly. If you're pacing a one bucket of flake salt for an entire year, you're leaving seasoning on the table, baby. Bland. Welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Blandon Engle. I'm here. Listen, you're under seasoning, and here's the thing.
I guess. Oh.
No, I season on the aggressive side, so that's potentially where it is.
Sure.
But you guys under season.
Yeah, but if those gifts don't scream 45, I don't know what does. And and honestly, I could not be more thrilled.
That's great.
I don't want an age inappropriate gift. This is where I'm at.
I want a crop top.
I'm cold.
Yeah.
I want socks that don't slide down into my shoes.
Yeah.
And I want a cozy robe.
See, that's crazy because I'm cold too. But for my birthday, I got a crop top and some knee socks and some roller skates.
Yes.
And toss that together with some jorts. Tell me there's a better looking guy in my neighborhood now. Tell me there's someone who's throwing the same kind of smoke I am in my neighborhood.
I can't do it.
Because here I am. Mm-hmm. See this? Mm-hmm. This is me skating down the walking trails.
Yeah.
Throwing 110 miles an hour. Everywhere I go, snapping necks, cashing checks. Here comes Brandon. Oh, what? Is he shooting the duck?
There's too many acorns to shoot the duck right now.
He doesn't have long enough hair to have a scrunchie in his hair, but he's wearing one on his wrist because he likes the way it looks.
Yeah.
His shirt says brat.
Brat fall. Let's do it.
Dude, they're doing it. That Charlie XCX girl is kind of a big deal, I guess.
She is, but if you are not in her demographic,
which I am. Guys, I am. Ashley's 45, but I'm still shooting the duck around the neighborhood. It's brat. What do they say? It's brat boy summer. Brat town.
Brat summer.
Dude, that's brat worst. Brat best. Here comes Brandon. In his guest jorts, his brat crop top, scrunchie on the wrist.
Do you know what the
hard candy axles on his quads?
Do you know what the color of the brat movement is?
Yeah, totally.
What is it?
It's orange.
It's like a lime green.
Yeah, no, I'm just colorblind. I can't.
Your crop top lime green?
Yeah, it's reversible. I've got a lime green inside and a bright orange outside.
Yeah.
I'm like a reversible highlighter. Mm-hmm. Guy lighter.
Yep. Yeah. Have you cooked anything good lately? I know you have. See, and I need you to
set me up like that. So last we left you on my culinary journey. Mm-hmm. I believe I was making pizza crusts.
So many carbs. Is this where you are in old age? You're eating carbs now?
Unhealthy and unsustainable. I'm carb loading for the rapture. There's only so many peaches to go around. I gotta. Oh my gosh!
I'll tell you where it begins at Gopuram, India.
That's it.
Authentic Indian cuisine.
Ground zero for Ashley Rapture. No, I then decided, I don't know if we discussed this, to make a delicious focaccia. First time ever making a focaccia.
You talked about it at length.
Okay, good. Now,
Healthy, sustainable, and forgettable.
well, because that's unsustainable, my memory. But I, for the first time ever, made fresh homemade pasta by hand.
What
by
an
hand.
undertaking.
No machine.
Wow.
2 ingredients. Well, I say 2 ingredients. There's a little bit of oil and a little bit of salt, but really flour and eggs.
What kind of flour?
All purpose. Now I would use 00 flour if it was available, but I went to the Whole Foods and they didn't have it.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Okay.
So all purpose flour.
Okay.
2 cups, 3 egg yolks. You make a well in the middle of them and then you pull it together and then you knead it by hand for 8 to 10 minutes. Workout. And then let it rest for 30 minutes or so, wrapped in plastic wrap. Take it out, divide it into 4 balls, roll it out, and then I just cut it by hand. Now, if I had a pasta machine, like I would make a longer, but listen, I can make a ravioli with this. Ooh. I can make it like I used it for like chicken, like a homemade long simmered chicken noodle broth thing. Listen.
Was it the best thing ever?
So good. Springy, chewy, delicious. You cook it for like 1 minute. It's fantastic.
I have always been so intimidated.
Same. But once I got to say, pasta was intimidating to me, but it's easier than bread.
Wow. Look at you.
Because there's yeast in bread and you got to deal, it's temperamental.
Yeah.
But the pasta was literally eggs and flour. Just pull it together. Just don't let your well go crazy because it started to run on me. So I had to get real aggressive with the bench scraper. But we got it. Very proud of it. Very proud of myself.
I'm proud of you.
Hey, listen.
I would like you to make me some noodles, please. Talk about comfort food.
Dude, I just am glad to know, and I actually said this to Lindsay the other day, I was like, it's good to know that if the world ends.
Right. When?
If and when. If the apocalypse happens and we're still around, God forbid, if I'm not gone, if I'm not down to the studs, if I'm still around, it's good to know that no matter what, as long as I can find eggs and flour, I can make fresh noodles. I actually said that. And then I thought, why wouldn't I just eat the eggs?
I also feel like you'll have a lot more on your mind.
I don't know.
If we're trying to survive a nuclear winter,
I forgot.
You're not going to be cozied up in here making homemade noodles for your family.
Peaches and noodles.
You're going to be out there.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to make it for my family. Those are for me.
Okay.
These are me noodles.
Fend for yourselves, Lindsay and Ben.
Find your own flour and eggs. Daddy's got a nude.
Oh my gosh, Brandon. Okay, how is your algorithm?
Breads, because of my bread journey.
Yeah, because you've been looking them up, or it hears you. Both.
Probably hears, because I haven't been like exploring breads extensive. Go ahead.
I'm raising my hand.
The lady in the front row.
I'm raising my hand.
Yeah, we'll open it up to questions. You, the pale lady in the front row, the 45-year-old in the front.
Listen, I don't know if I shared this before. Do you follow pasta grannies?
No, but I like both of those words.
Okay, they're Italian grandmas.
Yeah, so they're making it better than anyone else.
And it's all it is, just videos of them making various pastas.
I could watch for hours.
Follow them.
Could watch for hours.
Pasta grannies.
Breads and pastas. It's getting towards the end of the year, so all of my recording plugins they all go on special at the end of the year. So a ton of recording plugin ads.
Black Friday sales.
Guy named, I think I've talked about him before. His tag is shy and awkward guy, but his name is Lincoln. He's just like this kind of awkward, silly little guy, and he like reviews pickled sausages. He's all over my feed, and it's because I'll sit and watch an hour of his videos straight, and I can't help myself.
It's because I indulge him.
And mini horses.
Little Sebastians?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
How'd you get in there?
There was one, and it was like a mini horse. It was like what?
Like
what's
a dog size.
What's a puppy horse? Like what's a baby horse called? Foal? Is it foal?
Foal.
And I watched a video of one, and I was so engaged that I watched it like twice.
Oh.
And then from there, it's Mini Horse City.
Bye, bye, little Sebastian.
Before I am unstable in the stable. I am.
I'm going to come in someday and this bulletin board is going to be papered with hand-drawn mini horses.
Or you're going to come in here and I'm going to have,
drawer.
the drum set's going to be gone. The kit's going to be gone. And there's going to be like a little pin over there. And I'm going to have a little mini horse named Winnie Cooper. And she's going to be over.
Oh, Winnie.
Yeah.
That's great. You have to get one now.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you'll write children's books about her.
yeah.
You'll take her to schools.
So much poop.
So this whole place would smell.
Take
like
her to schools.
barnyard.
I take her to space camp. I'm the weird old guy who went to space camp and now goes around to schools showing off his mini horse Winnie Cooper, a reference to a show that none of these kids understand.
Nobody gets it. And you couldn't ride her.
Does
You'd
that
have
mean-
to walk her on a leash.
Well, I'd try.
Or a horse.
I got to get off this bread cake before I ride Winnie Cooper to the schools.
Oh, well, my algorithm, it's been another great culling. Like smaller than ones in the past, where I'm like having to mute and unfollow
Oh,
political alarmists.
sure.
Alarmists. Again, I am fully open to differing opinions, to strong opinions about what's happening in our nation and
Sure.
world. But what I don't want or need right now are alarmists. It's not helpful for anyone.
Yeah, whatever side, it only serves to like it's dissent. It riles people up.
Yeah, it does.
I don't need to be riled up.
No,
I got enough on my plate with this mini horse.
I got to be healthy and sustainable, and that is not the way.
Good luck.
Well, so I've established the channels. I feel like I've been working on narrowing, the channels, the people, the influencers, whatever have you, who are sharing political information in a way that is actually beneficial to me.
Sure.
Right? Where it's factual, it's thoughtful. So, I would again like to share 2 resources that I have found helpful, and I share it all the time, but Sharon McMahon on Instagram, Sharon Says So. I feel like with all of these latest appointments to the Trump cabinet, she is just on it every day. Who is this person? What has this person done? What are they being proposed for? And that's all I need. I don't need commentary. I don't need opinions.
It's 100% fact-based.
Fact-based. Now,
That's good.
She does call out nonsense when there's nonsense to be called out,
Sure.
but it's appropriately done. So I appreciate her. And then another thing that's been giving me comfort, guys, is Pantsuit Politics. It's a podcast, and you
Sure.
can follow them on social media. Both of these gals have experience in politics with law as well.
What about pantsuits? They have experience in pantsuits?
They do.
Okay, good.
They do. So both things are covered. But they both, they have strong convictions, and they share those from time to time. But also, I love the approach that they're taking right now. They're calling themselves political therapists, and they're presenting things in a very rational way, a very calm way, and a thoughtful way, which I really appreciate. So if those are things that you guys are needing, Sharon McMahon / Sharon Says So and Pantsuit Politics. Sponsor us,
So
ladies.
guys, for those of you keeping track, Ashley's got political pantsuits and she's got fact-based political reporting. I've got miniature horses
And bread.
and a dude eating pickled sausage. This is the difference in our internet activity.
This is how we're healthy and sustainable.
This is how we do it. That wasn't bad.
That was really good.
Really good.
Actually. What you been watching, reading, or listening to?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, we got into it too.
Just finished 6 yesterday. Been mowing.
Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah,
That's what we watched this weekend.
I'm not proud of this. I am physically
Do share.
I am physically affected at the end of that.
Like through your eyeballs.
He's sweaty.
Tears.
My eyeballs. The pollen is high at the end of the 6th film.
High pollen
And I'm not gonna, even though it just came out, I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone.
Okay. In
But-
case you don't know what happens.
But man, everything from when they're first doing the Horcrux. What the heck?
Oh, that's my alarm.
Very cool. From when they're first seeing a certain character so vulnerable when they're doing the Horcrux bit is so emotionally affecting to me. And from there until the end is like, so it's a hard watch. And I will say this, Ben has never been into Harry Potter in the past.
Yeah.
And I've always had to kind of like force him to watch it.
Yeah.
But every time we finish one now, I'll kind of just casually be like, you want to start the next one? And he'll be like, sure. Like, okay.
Whatever.
He's trying to act like he's not super into it. Mm-hmm. He into it.
Yeah. I agree with you. And reading the books.
That's what I said last night when we watched it. I was like, when I read this, I had to I needed a minute.
I needed a
I
minute.
was unhealthy and unsustainable.
Yes. Well, I read that book aloud to the boys when they shared a room together for a while when they were much younger.
Mm-hmm.
And we read through all the Harry Potter books until we got to the last one. And I realized.
Did you do voices? Do Dobby.
1,000%.
Do Dobby.
Harry Potter.
Okay.
Okay.
You shall not harm Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's a good Dobby.
It was good.
Your master has presented Dobby with clothes.
Good.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, we read that book aloud, and I remember, again, should I spoil it? When we got to the big death, I remember the boys' faces. I remember their reactions.
Mm-hmm.
I remember everything about that moment because it was so monumental.
Huge.
I know. Okay, yes, we've been doing that. We also finished Parks and Rec all the way through.
So great.
Have restarted it again,
So
which
great.
I realized that I did not pay super close attention to the last season.
It's weird.
I don't enjoy it.
It
We should
pulls
have
me out
cut
of it.
real short.
It pulls me out of it a little bit.
It felt
But I still love the characters, so I'll watch it. But
laborious.
it's like they're trying to tie something up that could have been tied up before.
agreed.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it. Anyway, I wanted to tell you, Jeff and I started AP Bio because it's on Netflix now.
It's phenomenal.
I hate that character so much.
But he's so great. I love his little drawings he does on the board and like all his plans.
Yes.
Dude, keep watching because
I will.
you will fall in love with the students.
Okay.
The students it starts out as his show and
And
still
he's awful.
It's still his show, but they're the heart of it and they become the
Okay,
stars.
good.
It's so good.
Good.
So
Because
good.
he is the kind of person that I just cannot.
It's great.
If I had to work with that man, I would be unhealthy and unsustainable. I listened to a podcast series. You know, murder podcasts are my escape. Called
Sure, healthy and sustainable.
Right. It's by Dateline called Man in the Black Mask.
Sure.
This was a fascinating one. Oh, it's kicking us off. What's your warm heart?
Man in the Black Mask. Holiday season starting. It's getting my juices going. It's getting me excited to be healthy and sustainable.
Yeah. Mine was sweet birthday wishes. You know, nothing like a birthday to remind you of who your people are. And
Nothing like a birthday to remind you that you're dying. Hey guys, thanks for listening to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. Hope you're all healthy and sustainable, unlike us.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Whoa.
Perfect timing.